Okay, so today I will be talking about a very crucial step, a very important step in breaking a habit, and that's breaking this cycle of desire, urge, and reward. Because we have in our brain these neuronal pathways which keep forming every time we do something. So there would generally be a sentence in our brain, like something, any circumstance which comes up in front of us, we would have a sentence in our brain which will come up, and that's basically a thought. Something like, I want, I have worked so hard today and I deserve to eat food today, like whatever I want. And then this sentence will produce a desire in our mind, which is going to produce this intense urge, and there will be an urgency to go and eat what we want to eat, like whatever, ice cream, chocolate, whatever is your jam. So then what will happen when we have this urgency? We will go and reward ourselves with that food item. uh, Once we get that food item, our brain remembers. It's like we get this dopamine hit, and our brain remembers that this is how I feel better. So, and that will happen again next time. You will again get the desire. Your brain will remember, oh, I can go and have that item that really feels good, and I really feel good, and I should do keep doing that. Now, that was all okay if these rewards that we are giving ourselves didn't have a negative effect. Like if we want to reward ourselves every day when we come home from like working hard at work, and we come home and reward ourselves with a clean shower, that's great. So that's a great habit that we can actually continue to create a new pathway. But if we are going to keep on eating ice cream, chocolate, chips, sugary drinks, cola, and all those kind of things, then we're just gonna get obese, and there are gonna be so many negative effects. So that's why we want to create new habits. Now, the best way to do that is to create new habits. Now, it's our brain has this neuronal pathway, these neurons. So when we do that, that 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 forms a neuronal pathway. So these neurons are like, roots of trees. You see, if a plant is like newly formed, it's just started to grow, it has like weak roots. But a plant or tree which is like, very old, that tree has such deep roots, like how much of a big plant you see up, that much roots are there below. So we have already conditioned ourselves with these neuronal pathways in our brain that, after working hard at work, I deserve to get this. So it takes time to start making new habits, and the best way to break this habit is to break the reward. Don't obey the urge. So when you get this urgency that I need to go and get this chocolate or chips or whatever that you want, which will make you feel immensely better the moment you do it, you don't have to do that. Like that's the trick. Don't give the reward. So the reward is like, let the urge come, because those thoughts will keep coming, because you have these circumstances and you're so used to having these thoughts and these sentences in your mind that these thoughts will come every time. Now we want to strategize to make a new pathway. Okay, so it's not so easy to go against your brain, because your brain was so used to having these food items for so many years that it's expecting it. In fact, if you don't give it right away, it's going to throw a fit. I mean, you can use willpower for maybe a week or 2 weeks, and then it's all going to come back. One day you will start overeating, and you will like start drinking, and because there is this negative feeling which is producing this urgency, which feels that it needs to be subsided right away. So when the urge comes, we need to allow it, because there are three things which can happen whenever you have an urgency to do something. One is we obey the urge, that is, you do what the urgency says, so you reward yourself. That is one thing. The second thing is you resist with willpower. You don't want to do, because it's like you're trying to like hold a beach ball under the water, that plastic beach ball under the water, you're holding it down, that no, I will not eat, I will not eat, and you're using that willpower to not eat it, but you're getting the urge. So one day what will happen, that you're at a really low point, and then you're just gonna like attack on that food item, and you're gonna overeat, and then what will follow is regret, shame, guilt, and all those other negative emotions. So we don't want that. What we want is that you allow that urge, that okay, I know I'm going to come really tired from work, and I'm going to really head to kitchen. The moment I get home, I'm gonna like head directly in the kitchen, open a pack of chips, go at it, or have my meal, or place an order. Like you are already working so much towards, but you need to recognize that I'm going to be in that place, right? So when that urgency comes, you are going to make plans for you how you're going to allow this urge. So one way is you describe it. So when you describe it, that means you start describing where, like come out of your head and inside your body and try to feel, where do you feel it? Like, is it in your shoulder? Is it in your throat? Is it in your chest? Is it in your neck? Is it in your head? Is it in your eyes? Is it in your ears? It can be anywhere. Just, it's a physical sensation. Where do you feel it? How does it feel like? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it smooth? Is it rough? What is the shape of it? What is the color of it? So by the time you're like actually describing it, like you're fantasizing, or sometimes you're just very creative about it. Sometimes you'll think that, what am I doing? But the thing is, this is, while you're describing this feeling, you're so present with it that it dissipates, it loses its grip over you, and then after some time you might not want it. Now suppose if you don't allow the urge and it comes back, that means you still didn't allow it so well, and it's okay. It takes time. It takes a day, it takes 2 days, it takes weeks, it takes months. So it can, like, we don't know how long it's going to take it for you. I know how long it took for me. So certain things worked out very well for me, and certain things I'm still working on. Yeah. So as long as you get the results, you keep working, keep moving ahead. Yeah. So that is the first way of allowing an urge, that is you describe it. The next way of allowing an urge is you focus where it is. Like, I would recommend doing this especially if you're in bed, or you're sitting down, or you're lying down. You should completely relax, and then you start focusing on that point. Like, is it in my shoulder? Where is it? Oh, it's here, it's here, it's here. You just keep telling it, it's just this urge, this feeling that I have, that it's here, it's here. You just keep coming back to it. Give it that attention. Give the feeling that attention which it deserves. Because if you try to distract yourself with something else, it's not gonna go away. It's that energy which comes back, because your brain remembers. It's just your brain. And the last thing which I really love is to chant a mantra. This is something which works really well for me. It's like, suppose if it's just an urge, it's just an urge. This is just an urge. This is an urge. This is nothing but an urge. This is just an urge. Or like, this is my anxiety, this is my shame, this is my guilt, this is my reward. This, like, you can name the emotion that you have, and you keep chanting it. And last but not the least, the most important one, which works like magic for me, is to do a thought download in the moment. If you have access to a pen and paper, or on your phone, just start describing, start talking about it, why you think this, like you deserve it, why you think this, think that. Start arguing with your urgency. Why? Just keep asking why. Why do you think that? Why do I feel the need to do it? I know I'm not supposed to have it. It's not good for me. I still want to have it. Just the moment you start talking about it, your brain loses so much interest in it that that urgency disappears. Okay? So it's really fun when we are in our own heads, and honestly, whatever the perception that we have of the outside world, my relationships, my job, my people, my food, my image, all this is just a perception in our brain. So it's really, we need, if we are going to be in our own brains, why not create magic? Why not create things that we really like? Yeah. So keep at it and see how it goes with the allowing urges. Once you do this, trust me, this is a process, and once you master this process, you can apply it in so many aspects of your life and create new habits, and keep doing it. Yeah, you'll be surprised.